Trump has been pardoning some prominent figures, man. So I'm pretty sure he pardoned some other folks.
Mm-hmm.
But some in particular is Larry Hoover. Been in jail,
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
53 years since
Since 73, something like that.
73? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He's,
yeah.
so he commuted his sentence, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? NBA young boy.
The NBA young boy. I didn't know if you was on that one. Yep.
So it was 24. So he pardoned 24 people
Mm-hmm.
this past week. Larry Hoover being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hoover, they said he still faces 200 years in jail
State.
for the state on the state side. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think they're gonna, after this shit, unless it's just some a-holes, you know what I'm saying, in place,
Mm-hmm.
as far as that goes. But those reality stars,
The Christies.
yeah, the Chrisleys,
Chrisleys. Yeah.
they got released from
Yep.
federal prison,
Yep.
for fraud and tax crimes that from
Mm-hmm.
2022,
Mm-hmm.
12, they had 12 years, or were supposed to be doing 12 years. Well,
Mm-hmm.
she got 7. The husband got 12, she got 7.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they're out and free, and you know,
La-
um,
Laughing at Travis. Travis said maybe he'll pardon Tory
yeah, that's what they're talking about. I think that well, he can ultimately do that, but the governor, they're looking for the governor of California,
to do it. Yeah.
yeah, to do it. You know what I mean? They got a list of all the pardons here on the Department of Justice
Mm-hmm. He
website.
did the J6ers too, and the chief of the Capitol Police resigned over it.
Yeah, and it's
What
got
up, Trey?
it
What's
has
happening, man? Yeah, he resigned. No, now, aside for the J6ers and the Chrisleys or whatever, I want to get your opinion on something, and I want to get the opinion in the chat, particularly like I'm saying, Trey, Don, you guys is in here all the time. With like NBA YoungBoy, Hoover,
right.
Kodak Black,
Kodak Black, Lil Wayne.
previous administration, Lil Wayne. How do you feel about those pardons? As far as I feel like those pardons are pardons given to quote unquote our community, right?
Right.
How do you feel about those individuals being the people that are pardoned on the quote unquote on behalf of the black delegation?
I think Trump is a businessman at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna pardon people with some significant influence. You know what I mean in terms of that, and basically get them to win them over. You know what I mean? Will win over who they have under them, or who people may perceive as, because obviously they're bringing the list of people, and he's got people under him saying, "Hey, these are some folks that we're looking at." That homie Joe Exotic was pissed off because he's still in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because you're right. It's the influence, in my opinion, also, because unfortunately, these type figures carry more weight in our community than productive people do.
Yep.
Right. And shout out to Trey, because that's exactly what they are. They're pander pardons, because they almost feel like it's an easy way to manipulate us. Oh, they like Kodak Black. Yeah, let's pardon him.
Right.
Oh, they like blah blah. Like, I don't care what they did. I don't care if they're a good representation of the community, et cetera, et cetera. I don't care if it's actually somebody that quote unquote was wronged by the system. Which, the president can use his pardon power for whatever he wants to.
Yeah, whatever he wants.
But traditionally, it was for when the judicial system maybe went a little bit above and beyond in certain instances, blah, blah, blah. But never mind all of that. The fact that he keeps using quote unquote our pardons on people that propagate the worst part of our community is striking to me.
Right.
And that's why I appreciate Trey, saying, like, as a conservative, he doesn't like it. Because as a middle ground guy, I don't like it either. But I understand why he's doing it and what he thinks he's going to get out of it. But I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't like that as well, because you articulated that very well.